Eukaryotic organelles. Eukaryotic organelles. Where these are present? They are present in the cytoplasm. So when I said you about eukaryotic cells, I said you there are three components. Outermost envelope. It can be just a cell membrane. It can be cell wall plus cell membrane. It can be, in case of prokaryotes, we have one extra glycocalyx also. So it can be anything. So I am simply writing outer envelope first. Second one is cytoplasm, and third one is nucleus. We have already discussed about outer envelope. We had a discussion on plasma membrane. We discussed about glycocalyx. This glycocalyx is present only in case of prokaryotes. And cell wall. Cell wall is present in plants, fungi, prokaryotes. Plasma membrane is present, compulsory. It is a definite outermost layer for in the outer envelope. Plasma membrane is compulsory for every organism, every cell. We discussed this already, completed. So now cytoplasm and the organelles that which are present in the cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is a liquid material that is present inside the cell. The fluid material that is present inside the cell is called as cytoplasm. It is a jelly-like substance. What is the reason for it being jelly-like? Because cytoplasm is a resource for all the substances which are present in our body. Generally, it gets dissolved inside this cytoplasm. So when you're taking glucose inside, when you're taking fats inside, when you're taking proteins inside your body, or when your body cells are producing fats or proteins, all of these substances, extra substances like sometimes there are substances like antibodies, hormones, these are special proteins. Antibodies and hormones are special proteins. Antibodies are those proteins which can fight against diseases. They can fight against the diseases. Hormones are those which are produced by glands. They are proteins only, produced by glands, whatever it may be. All these substances are dissolved in the liquid matrix that is present around. And in the center, there is nucleus. Okay. If you see this cytoplasm is divided into two parts. What are the two parts? First one is endoplasm. Second one is ectoplasm. Here, the word endo means towards inside. Ecto means towards outside. The cytoplasm which is towards inside, that means this is the inner side. Towards nucleus, if it is present, it is inner side. So this part is called as endoplasm and this part is called as ectoplasm. In this endoplasm, we can see, I said you all those starch molecules, fat molecules, protein molecules, they form small granules and they are present more in endoplasm. So it looks granular. Whereas ectoplasm is agranular. Okay. There are no granules. It is called as agranular. So in this region, you will see no organelles. In this region, organelles. In this region, no granules. In this region, granules are present. Okay. So we can see a variety of organelles that are present in this cytoplasm. Let us take, for example, endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum. Second one, Golgi complex. Third one, lysosomes. Fourth one, vacuoles. Fifth, centrioles, chloroplast, mitochondria, mitochondria, ribosomes, etc. All these are called as cell organelles. The components of cell or these components of cell are called as cell organelles. They are called as cell organelles. Okay. Each of them have a different function and help in functioning of the organism. Complete cell functioning of complete cell is possible because of individual functions that are carried by each of this cell organelle. Right? We'll study about each and every of this cell organelle. First one is endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, here one thing I would like to say. Among all these organelles, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex, lysosomes and vacuoles work together. Work together, that is why they are called as endomembrane system. So these four, one endoplasmic reticulum, two Golgi complex, three lysosome and four vacuoles. These four together called as endomembrane system because they work together. They work together. All other organelles you take, for example, chloroplast also has membrane, mitochondria also has membranes, but they are not working as a single unit. They are separate. So they are not called as endomembrane system. Right? Okay, one more thing I am saying you here. Why these organelles are absent in case of prokaryotes? Prokaryotic cell cannot produce extra membranes inside the cell. That is why nucleus has a membrane around it. Endoplasmic reticulum, those all tubules are, we'll discuss about its structure. They are made up of membranes, Golgi complex, membranes, lysosomes, membranes. Okay, like cell membrane, all these organelles have one membrane around them, whatever shape may be. Around them, there is one closing membrane will be present for each organelle. Okay, except one or two. Almost all these organelles are having one membrane around that. That membrane cannot be synthesized by prokaryotes. That is why prokaryotes do not have any cell organelles. Okay, we'll discuss about endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum is made of membranous structures that extends from nucleus of cell. How? I'll show you. So this is the cell. Let us assume it is a cell, and this is the nucleus. So generally, cell is of different shapes, but I am always trying to draw it round to make it simple. From here, it extends like this. Source. This type of extension that starts from the nucleus. The nucleus have small openings called nuclear pore. From this nuclear pore, this is nuclear pore. From there, this will extend. They are membranous structures. And these membranous structures can be round. Round means spherical. In the form of spherical structures, if they are called as vesicles. If they are present in the form of tubular structures, they are called as tubules. If they are spread in the form of sheets like this, okay, sheets that are folded like this. This is a sheet that is folded. If it is present in the form of sheet-like structures, then it is called as cisternae. Cisternae. Okay. Most of the time on vesicles and tubules there are no ribosomes, but on cisternae there are ribosomes. Ribosomes are small dot like structures that are present over the endoplasmic reticulum, some parts of endoplasmic reticulum, which gives it a rough appearance. This part of endoplasmic reticulum which has ribosomes is called as rough endoplasmic reticulum, and the part of endoplasmic reticulum which does not have ribosomes is called as smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, generally cisternae will have the ribosomes and it becomes a part of rough endoplasmic reticulum. Vesicles and tubules do not have any ribosomes, so it is a part of smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, because of presence of ribosomes, rough endoplasmic reticulum, simply you can write it as ER, rough endoplasmic reticulum can produce proteins, protein synthesis. Why? Because ribosomes are present. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum is involved in lipid synthesis. Lipid means fat molecules. Fat molecules are biologically called as lipids. Okay, right. Uh, this is a major function of rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Other functions of this endoplasmic reticulum are not able to see. Vesicles, tubules, cisternae. Okay. Now, what is the function of endoplasmic reticulum? The major function of endoplasmic reticulum is rough endoplasmic reticulum produces proteins, smooth endoplasmic reticulum produces lipid molecules. Apart from that, smooth endoplasmic reticulum is also useful in detoxification process. Detoxification process. Not all the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, only those smooth endoplasmic reticulum that are present in liver cells. So, whenever we are eating any poisonous substances, toxic substances enter into our body, when they reach liver cells, in the liver cells, there a smooth endoplasmic reticulum detoxifies it, and as a result, we are safe. Apart from that, the endoplasmic reticulum also helps in storage and transport of proteins. Storage and transport of proteins. Okay. When the rough endoplasmic reticulum produces proteins, they move into the lumen. This side of inner side of endoplasmic reticulum is called as lumen. Towards the lumen, the proteins move and they are stored there temporarily, or they transport as long as how long this endoplasmic reticulum is there, that much far it can go. Where it will go, proteins usually they are either used inside cell, on the cell membrane, on the cell membrane, or sometimes they are released outside of cell. Okay, for these three locations, endoplasmic reticulum can transport the proteins. Okay, here lipid molecules means all those lipid molecules, like there are some steroid hormones that are present in our body. They are also produced by smooth endoplasmic reticulum. There are some sterols that are present under our skin. Sweat has some amount of fatty acids called sterols. They are also produced by this smooth endoplasmic reticulum. You take the hydrocarbons, fatty acids, they are all part of lipids. So they are all produced by smooth endoplasmic reticulum only, right? Okay, so that is about endoplasmic reticulum, children. Next organelle, we are moving to Golgi complex. Golgi complex is discovered by a scientist. His name is Camillo Golgi. So that is why it is named as Golgi complex or Golgi apparatus or Golgi body. In case of animal cells, the structure is somewhat complicated. That's why it is called as Golgi complex or Golgi apparatus. But in plant cells, the structure is comparatively simple. That's why it's called as Golgi body. Or sometimes it is also called as dictyosomes. Dictyosomes. The main function of the Golgi complex is packing proteins. Packing of proteins. What is packing of proteins? When proteins are produced, small molecules called amino acids combine together to form chain-like structures. This forms a chain-like structure, but protein is not complete. This structural formation of this assembly of proteins will take place in rough endoplasmic reticulum. But after that, this need to undergo some modifications. That is, hydrogen bonds will, there are some hydrogen bonds that are formed between this chain-like structure and they form a structure which is called as secondary structure. This is primary structure, this is secondary structure, still undergoes foldings again because of several forces. You know about those forces, you have already studied about in chemistry, I think. You have studied about hydrogen bonding, Van der Waals force. Because of this type of forces, the simple amino acid chain will fold to form a secondary structure. Then again it gets folded to form tertiary structure. Again it gets intensively folded. Finally you will not understand that it is a single chain. That is called as quaternary structure. Okay. When this structure is formed, then only protein synthesis is complete. Only this structure is formed in the endoplasmic reticulum. After the structure is formed, all these modifications that are necessary are formed inside this Golgi complex. Let us observe the structure of Golgi complex. It consists of cisternae, sheet-like structures. Here also we'll see this sheet-like structures called cisternae and vacuoles at the end. Sometimes, so this not single sheet, one sheet, below that one more sheet, below that one more sheet. Like that there are cisternae which are arranged about one above the other. These are all cisternae, sheet-like structures. Okay, this is the complete sheet. We are seeing the TS of Golgi complex. So we are cutting here and we are seeing. So it extends sheet-like structure and endings of this form small bulged structures called vacuoles. Okay, this is cisternae. And this vacuole sometimes gets separated, and these are called as vesicles. Okay, there are no tubules, either vacuoles, cisternae, vesicles, that's all. Okay, this is cis side of Golgi complex, cis face of Golgi complex, this lower side. Okay, for every sheet. This is trans side of trans face of Golgi complex. So take this sheet, this side is trans side, this side is cis side. Take this sheet, trans face, cis face, trans face, cis face, trans face, cis face. Okay, complete Golgi complex. This is trans face, this is cis face, like that. Okay, when the newly formed cisternae, they are towards the cis face. Okay, so that means this is newly formed. Once it is completely formed, it slowly moves. Okay, the older ones get disintegrated, and in our body there is one mechanism. Whenever the organelles get old and they are not able to work anymore, at that time they are simply digested inside the cell. So these older sheets of this Golgi complex also, when they get old, they are digested inside the body. New sheets keep on forming from this side. When it is maturing, at the end, vacuoles are forming. When this vacuole is completely formed, it separates to form vesicles, like that. Sheet will be formed, it will mature, it moves up, it matures. Why it is moving up? Because from downside, what do you say, cisternae are formed from lower side. Okay, when it is fully formed, it will have a vacuole. This vacuole starts to mature, and when it is completely formed, it will separate itself from this Golgi body, and it is called as vesicles. Okay, so that is the structure of Golgi complex. So when proteins are synthesized inside the endoplasmic reticulum, they transfer to this Golgi body. Okay, inside this cisternae, they are modified and they are packed inside the vacuoles. When it is completely formed, the protein inside it also is completely formed. Finally, it gets packed into the vesicles for transport to next organelles. Okay, what is the major function of this Golgi complex? Packing of protein. What are the additional functions? There are other functions of this Golgi complex like synthesis of acrosome, acrosome of sperm, synthesis of lysosomes, lysosomes and synthesis of cell plate. What are these? I'll say you right. So you have already studied about the structure of sperm in your class 8. So this sperm will have a structure here which is hard. That helps sperm to penetrate into ovum. So this structure is called as acrosome. Acrosome is synthesized by from Golgi complex only. Golgi complex helps in synthesis of this acrosome. Lysosomes, next organelle we are going to discuss. That organelle is also formed from this Golgi complex. When we discuss about lysosomes, I'll say you about that. Cell plate. During the cell division process, when one cell is dividing to form two cells, plant cells, here between two cells, cell plate will form. Okay, and when cells are completely divided, when cells are completely divided, this barrier that is present between these two cells is nothing but cell lamella. This cell lamella is formed from cell plate. Cell plate matures, means more amount of calcium pectate will deposit in that to form cell lamella. Okay, the formation of this first formed cell plate is because of this Golgi complex only. Right? Next organelle is lysosomes. Lysosomes are simple spherical organelles which have liquid inside them. Lysosomes are spherical organelles which have fluid inside them. This fluid is composed of hydrolytic enzymes. Hydrolytic enzymes. Okay, simply you can call it enzymes or hydrolytic enzymes. It's the same thing. What is the function of these enzymes? They break down the complex molecules into simpler molecules. Okay, this process is called as digestion. So till now we were in the opinion that digestion occurs inside the digestive system only. No, inside lysosome also some amount of inside the cell there is one organelle called lysosomes. This lysosomes also help in digestion. Okay, whatever digestive system will do, we are eating food like this. It breaks the food into small molecules. When this is entering into cell, this will again break into small molecules inside the cell. Okay, this process is done by enzymes which are present inside the lysosomes. How? Whenever any protein enters into this cell, it enters into lysosomes and inside the lysosomes it is digested. What are the enzymes? What are the substances that are digested by these enzymes? Glucose will be digested, proteins will be digested, nucleic acids will be digested. Nucleic acids, what are the nucleic acids? DNA and RNA are nucleic acids, genetic material that is present inside the nucleus. We'll discuss in detail when we study about nucleus. They are also digested inside the lysosomes. And fat molecules, lipid molecules are also digested inside the lysosomes. If these many things are digested inside the lysosomes, why is it not digesting cell? Cell is made up of all these components only. You take the plasma membrane, it is made up of so many lipids and protein molecules only. Why is it not digesting? Because there is a membrane around this. The membrane that is present around this lysosomes prevents it from digesting its own contents. Okay, there is a slimy barrier inside the lysosomes, mucus-like substance, which does not allow this enzyme to contact with this membrane also. So this membrane that is present around the lysosome helps it prevent the digestion of cell. Okay, but sometimes cell becomes old. Even lysosomes become old when they are produced. They keep on digesting substances. At one stage, they become old. At that time, they should die. And when cell becomes old, it should kill the cell also. So for this process, what will happen? Whenever the cell should die or the lysosome should die, simply it will break open this membrane that is present around it and release the contents into the cell. As a result, the cell will digest. Cell contents will digest when hydrolytic enzymes are released into the cytoplasm. Okay. So that is why lysosome is also called as suicidal bag. Suicidal bag of cells. Okay. Whenever there is a need to kill the cell, kill itself, these enzymes will release outside and kill themselves. When the cell is not formed properly, when the cell becomes cancer prone cell, at that time all these situations are when the cell should be killed by itself. Okay, that process is done by the lysosomes. Okay, so that is why they are called as suicidal bags of the cell. Okay, so with this we'll end up here, children. Okay, I didn't say you how is it formed. Well, the Golgi complex, when the membranes of Golgi complex leave out small circular bodies, and I said you these enzymes are nothing but proteins. Enzymes are proteins. All the proteins that are synthesized inside this Golgi complex will enter into lysosomes. That small piece will separate itself from the Golgi complex and that forms the lysosome. Okay, it consists of all those enzymes which are required for the digestion of various substances. One more thing I should say you. Something came into mind. I forgot it immediately. Yeah. Why is it continuous with Golgi complex? Because proteins are produced inside the endoplasmic reticulum. Then it is borrowed to Golgi complex. Then from here it is entering into lysosomes. So is it not working together? They are working together. So it is that is the reason why they are a part of endomembrane system, right? With this, we'll end this topic here, children. We'll continue tomorrow with the topic